Since starting our van life journey 2 years ago, we have really increased the amount of meals that we cook in our tiny home. We learned very quickly that we had to conserve our resources such as water and gas. So we're always trying new recipes that are quick, easy, and budget friendly. And it all starts with planning and then shopping. We usually go grocery shopping about once a week. It really depends on the amount of time that we're going to be off grid. Shopping at budget-friendly stores, such as Winco Foods, allows us to keep our grocery budget relatively low every week. Overall, we spent about $100 for our groceries this week. So here's all of our ingredients to make our chicken orzo and spinach one-pan meal. One-pot meals are so easy. They're my favorite, honestly. They're my favorite because I am also the dishwasher. So we love using chicken thighs for all of our recipes because it's not as dry as chicken breast. But it is so much easier to use the boneless chicken thighs than it is to use the ones in bone. This is taking a little while for it to cook down, and that's okay. The boneless ones were twice the price. Okay, so the chicken is done. I kind of butterflied them a little bit on the bottom side just to make sure that they will cook all the way through. I normally cook my chicken in the oven or the air fryer, but you know, this is a one-pot meal for a reason. We're going to take the chicken off, and then we're going to put on the orzo and all the other fixings. I added a little pat of butter into the orzo with the remaining oil that was in the pan from the chicken. Kind of want to fry it a little bit, maybe for about 2 minutes before you add the chicken broth. It smells so good. The orzo takes about 8 to 12 minutes, depending on, how firm you want it to be. All right, so before all the water boils down, I want to add my spinach. Let it steam for a minute. And now we are going to add half of a block of Boursin cheese. This is the garlic and fine herb. This recipe is really quick, to be honest with you. Those in there. Give a little mix. Last thing that I want to do is add this chicken back on. And we're done. I think that looks really good. Look how colorful that is. I taste tested it, and it is really good. Take my word for it. All right. Taste test. We've had this before, and it was really good the last time. It was good. Yeah, I tasted it. It was good.
Yeah, of course, the chefs always got to taste their food.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yay! Meal number 1 is a success. So try it. And if you do try it, let me know how it turns out in the comments.
We gotta go because they're not gonna eat. I'm taking over the kitchen for meal number 2. We always like to keep shrimp on hand because there's so many things you can do with it. And today we are going to make a simple salad with some Southwest shrimp and some chips and guac. Here are all the ingredients we're going to need. This is going to be a pretty simple one tonight, folks. We are actually dog sitting for our friend Dre this week, and she had some extra avocados that she didn't get through from her friend's garden, and she left us a few. So I figured, what's the best thing to do with avocado? Guac, of course. So we're going to throw together a pretty simple guac here. Let's get to it. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. I don't have a mortar thingy to smash this, but you're just going to do a rough smash. You can use a fork. You want some of those chunks in there. Do some nice red onion. A little thin. I like my onions and my guac to be thin. just want to say thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. It just brings tears to my eyes. I don't always put tomato in my guac, actually. Not a big tomato fan, but I have it, so we're going to put it in there. Let's see. I'm going to cut the stem off. Probably only going to use half here. I'm going to cut them real small so you don't bite into a big chunk of jalapeno. Don't judge me here. I usually would chop up some fresh garlic, but I told you this is an easy dinner. We tired. We're going to use some garlic. We use a little more than we normally would use. Pop that in there. We hit it with a little bit more lime juice. Get the rest of that lime. The other half of this lime. Now, every good chef has to taste test their product. Let's see. I think I use a little more salt. I'm going to add some in. And then we're done with this guac. So we're going to cook this shrimp up in the air fryer. We don't always use our air fryer because it does take a lot of power. But we had a pretty good day for solar. We're at 98%. And so we have the power to do it. And there's going to be sunshine tomorrow. But these are things we have to think about when we live in a van and we have limited power. But today, we're going to do it. What I like about the air fryer is there's really no mess when you're done. And so water's another thing we're always thinking about conserving. And this will be a pretty easy cleanup when we're done. While the shrimp cook, I am going to get started on putting together this salad. We really like using these types of salad mixes because we just don't have the pantry space to have a bunch of different salad fixings. And it gets boring to have the same salad over and over again. But with these, we can change it up every week. I think we have two, this one and another one in the fridge right now, actually. So we do usually one or two of these every week. This works for us. Do half for Rachel, and it's really perfect amount for two nice salads. Just got to add the shrimp. I don't know if you notice the lights just flicker. It does take a lot of our power, but I think it's worth it. Let's see, we were at 98%. We're at 96% right now after 5 minutes. So it's about 2% every 5 minutes of needing to use it. So yeah, we use it sparingly and only for things that are not going to take a whole lot of time. Shrimp, perfect. I think I'm going to put some of this guac right here on top of my salad in the middle. Rachel's more of a salad on the side girly, so we put her salad to the side, and I'm going to put her guac over here. All right, let's check these out. They should be just about done. Okay, so we did use 6% of our battery, but we have very few dishes to do. And look at these. There's Rachel's plate. There's my plate. So easy peasy. And we're about to find out if it's just as good as it looks. Let's see. Moment of truth.
Moment of truth.
I mean, how do you mess up a
That salad?
It's the shrimp you're supposed to taste, not the salad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sleepy. We're good. A+. Okay, so meal 3 is on me. And tonight we are going to have probably the easiest meal that we've prepared thus far, which is salmon, broccoli, and some potatoes, a sweet potato and a regular potato. I was going to make this a one-pot meal, or really a one-pan meal, but I want to make sure that the sweet potato cooks all the way through. So I'm going to cut them up, boil them first, and then I'm going to add them to the pan with the salmon and the broccoli. While the potatoes are boiling, I'm going to cut up my head of broccoli. And the easiest way to do that is using some kitchen shears, some kitchen scissors. All right, the potatoes came to a boil. I'm going to turn them off. and transfer them onto the sheet pan. Alicia and I are trying to switch to a healthier lifestyle, so we are switching from aluminum to parchment paper. A friend of mine told me that her doctor told her that aluminum foil can mess up your hormones, and we don't want that. So, parchment paper it is. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, the oven's on, and now dinner just needs to get popped in. Boom. How simple is that? It literally took me 10, 15 minutes max to prep, and it's only going to take about 20 minutes in the oven. Quick, simple, and delicious. We're ready. Finally. These sweet potatoes took a little longer than I expected. I should have broiled them a little before the red potatoes, but that's okay. You live and you learn. I'm going to plate this and get Alicia's opinion. Alicia, dinner. You gotta give me an instant taste test.
Oh, thank you.
See what you think. Good? Okay.
Perfect.
Yay! Simple dinner, but it was a success. All right, looking good. Let's see. The flip. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Chef Boy R. Ray. Come on now. Let's flip it. Oh, there we go. Yay! I can't wait to eat it. So it's time to clean up this kitchen. My least favorite thing to do. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course share. And in the comments, why don't you tell us what your favorite meals are to make at home? Something quick, something budget friendly, and of course it has to be delicious. Thank you so much for watching, and continue to follow along as we figure out what it means to go slow down.